Well, good morning, my YouTube friends. This is Lori of More Art from the Heart. I'm bringing you a tutorial today on a vase and picture frame that I have put together for a bazaar that I'm doing at the end of the year. The booth theme is Shabby Chic and Antiques, and I have taken some antiques and some other objects like this one that I've altered to give them a shabby chic look to place in the booth. So let's get started. Here's what I began with. The vase I filled with some rosebuds, a string of pearls. I've added some flowers and lace and ribbon to the front of it. The flowers and the fiber string that you're going to see in the video are sold in my ArtFire store under supplies. I had bought a large quantity of these for some projects, and I'm just selling the rest of them on ArtFire. So here I'm showing you, I'm going to show you how I put these together. This is some of the elements that I used in it. We have some lace and ribbon and string of pearls. The wire holder that you usually stick down in objects to hang pictures on. I ended up cutting it too short, so that's why I developed the idea of making a picture frame to put it on. Here's the vase. I picked up two of these, this style, in a thrift store. I don't know if they're little hand blown or what they are, but I just thought they're going to make a great looking arrangement. Here's a picture of the flowers sprays that I used, and I have these in the ArtFire store. They have lots of little pearls sticking up out of them. They're stiff like the type that you use in wedding arrangements that you find in the craft stores. Here's the rosebuds. There's 12 on a bunch. You get 2 bunches for $1. They're fun to work with. So here I'm beginning. I've decided that I want to fill the vase with just the rosebud heads. So I'm just clipping them off with a pair of wire cutters. There's wire inside each of the sprays. And so I'm just clipping them off. And then I'm going to fill the jar. I think I used about 3 sprays of flowers in this, and then I'm adding the string of pearls. I like the elegant look of that. So here I'm just taking apart the sprays using the amount that I wanted to work with. I'm stripping here. I decided I don't want the leaves in there, and when I stripped the leaves off, it exposed the bare wire under there, and so I'm covering that bare wire with floral tape. You always cover each thing that you put in your arrangement with floral tape. It'll hold it in there better. It won't slip out as easy because floral tape to floral tape sticks better. Now I'm right-handed, so I hold it in my right hand and roll and twist on the wire. And when you get down to the bottom, just give it a tug. It'll make the tape sticky and activate it and make it hold to the wire that you're putting in there. Here I'm just deciding where I want to place each of the little picks of flowers and rolling just enough floral tape to hold it down so it doesn't make it too bulky, because I'm going to be adding more in here. I added a couple little rosebuds per little pick that I'm making there, and rolling and putting a little piece of that in there to hold it together. Then placing them, staggering them on the side there. I'm going to add in another piece here. I like to have kind of like have a leaf in the arrangement that is angled down. So I'm going to tape it on right here. This is how much I want to put in this pick, so I'm just cutting it off with the wire cutters, rolling and twisting, rolling and twisting. Get down to the end, give it a little twist and a tug, and it'll come right off. And then I'm going to angle that leaf down and place my ribbon in between. That helps cover up the bottom of the wired pick right there too, when you use a leaf or something that you angle down. I'm tying on a really simple bow right here with lace in between that leaf that's angled down. I like adding lace and ribbon, different types of ribbons, really give it kind of a shabby chic, soft look in there. Here's the vase. I'm starting with the vase now. I'm wrapping a fiber string. I sell this on ArtFire. This has been woven, or twisted, I should say, uh, really nicely. It's got some loose spots and some, so it makes it high and low little spots on it. It's hard to describe. You just have to check it out on ArtFire and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Sell it in 25 yard rolls. Here I'm just tying on a sheer ribbon. This sheer ribbon is what I'm going to secure my little spray with. I thought it would hold a lot better than trying to stick it on with glue. Sometimes glued glass just doesn't last very long. I found this little spray, a little pick of pearls in the shape of leaves, and I've decided I want that in there. It's kind of a little afterthought, so I've slid it in underneath everything. Could have been wired and floral taped in with the original arrangement, but it was kind of an afterthought, so there, I've stuck that in. Taking a longer piece of sheer ribbon, this will be the ribbon that's at the back of the arrangement. I think it gives it a really finished look if you got ribbon at the back and the front of an arrangement. Here I'm just hot gluing onto the ribbon it's kind of a crocheted ribbon with pearls weaved in and out of it. It's really soft and elegant. So I'm just gluing that down over top. Kind of hide all the other layers in there. Give it a finished look. Glue that down. So here I'm tying the bow that is at the back of the arrangement. Just a simple bow. Just tie it nice and tight back in there. Now I'm taking this shorter little sheer ribbon and running that right in between my arrangement, right in that same little spot where the other ribbon was. And I'm going to secure that on really tight with a knot. That'll hold it on there really secure. Then I just move the ribbons around, trying to decide how long that I want them. I like the look of them draping down below the arrangement on the table. So I'm just going to snip off at an angle some of the different ribbons hanging down there. There we go. There's 1 and 2. Now I'm going to show you the picture frame that I put together for this. I have accidentally deleted the clip that showed how I put this together. So I'm going to go ahead and take a picture of the stuff that I used to put it together and give you a description of it. Hopefully that'll work. If not, I'll try to remember to do a video on it on my next clip if you'd like to see that. I started with some wallpaper that I had left over from a project in the house. You can use wallpaper, cork, lace, ribbon, different fibers in your projects as long as they don't come in contact with the actual pictures, because a lot of items are not acid free and the wallpaper wasn't acid free. But I liked the look of it, so I added it in my project. I also saw on Linda of Faythchik777, she did a spackling compound for texture on a project, and so I put that on the front of my picture frame you'll see here pretty soon. I like the look of it, Linda. Thanks for the hints. I used some of the Tim Holtz ideology paper in the inside of the picture frame, some Ranger's Perfect Medium and Ranger's Perfect Pearls to add a shimmer to the project. I just glued the wallpaper directly on the back. This is a 3D frame, chipboard frame like the type that you find in the craft stores. Here I'm just using the Perfect Medium stamp, and I'm just hitting the high spots. I just want to give them a little bit of a shimmer, so that's why I'm using the Perfect Pearls over the top of them. This little embossing type material, and I'm just using a little bit. You can just rub over where the Perfect Medium just hit the high spots on there. I can almost see the shine of it now, and then use my heat gun to set it. And you can see there it just has a little bit of a shimmer. I like that look. I thought that gave it a great texture. So I'm doing the same thing to the front of the frame. You can see the spackling compound on there. I had taken white paint and painted over the whole thing just before I put the perfect medium and perfect pearls over it. You don't need much of the perfect pearls, just a little bit, rub over the top of it. And then, of course, again, then I've used the heat gun to dry it. I really like the effect that spackling compound gave to the edge of the frame. Here I've taken a little piece of white cardstock. I'm going to use this kind of like a photo mat in the middle of it. I want to give it a little bit of the sheen that is on the rest of the project, so I'm going ahead and use the perfect medium and the perfect pearls. Rub on that. And then use my heat gun. It's a small picture frame, so the mat's not very big in there, but a long, tall, skinny picture I think would look okay. I've taken and rolled the edges of it and distressed it a little bit. I didn't want to drag out my sewing machine to stitch around in it, so I've decided to take some of that fiber string and actually just hot glue it down. So I'm running a little strip and just pressing that into it and doing it a little bit at a time so that the hot glue doesn't dry before I have a chance to put the string down on it. I like the effect the string gave it, giving another depth and interest to the mat. It frays nicely at the end, so I'm just fraying it here. Leave a little bit exposed. I'm going to hot glue that down in there. There we go. I took some of the fiber string, wrapped it around it, decide how much I want of it, fray the end a little bit, hot glue in just one place. It's gone all the way around the frame pretty tightly, so I really only need to hot glue it just down on the ends. I made some little flower sprays beforehand to put on this, so I'm going ahead and putting down another bow at the back like I did on the vase below. I want it all to coordinate, and then hot gluing down the sprays. Probably didn't get enough hot glue on here, so I'm actually going to add a little bit more in behind. I don't want those coming off. There we go, all attached down. And then again, some layers of bows really give it a nice soft look. So I'm adding another lace bow to the front. I purchased some of the wire holders that you use to put pictures in, and I'm going to hot glue that directly to the back of the frame, making sure it's on there good and secure. I've stuck it down in a cork that I'm going to stick down into the top of the jar. I like to have things have a nice finished look to them. So here I've actually am taking a little piece of the spray and I add a little bow to it and some hot glue, and that helps cover up some of the glue mess I made on the back and adds a little special something to it. So now I'm going to put it into the jar using the cork. I'm videotaping here and I'm sorry it's a little blurry. My camera doesn't zoom in very well. It's still the old camera, but it gives you an idea of what I've done with it. I think it came out cute. I enjoyed making this. I want to thank you for peeking in on my channel. Have a wonderful day from More Art from the Heart.